But just doing it by yourself, like as us independent artists, that's a lot of work. That's a fucking lot of work. But if you could bring people in to do that with you, that's even better. Hey guys, it's SUGA Brown, and welcome back to the SUGA CRAVE Show. Man, recapping this past week has been amazing. Just the response of the new song, Self Øbsessed. It's out now, guys. Go check it out. It's a different feeling with this particular single. Just because it's been such a long time waiting just to release it, having that post-release syndrome it's a real feeling. How I describe it is you're thrilled that it's finally done. Everything was completed, the post-production, all the, just all the production that had to get done, all the, the mixing and mastering, because that just so intense sometimes when you're with this song for a long time. Particularly this song, I was sitting on, I think, the beginning of this year, like in March. I believe so. And so all that time to be able to release it on my birthday, it was a great feeling in the beginning, but after everything was done and like a week after, I was just kind of like itching for maybe new creativeness of like having to make videos for it. Like the hardest part about it is doing the pre-production of everything. Of course, the production, the mixing and mastering could be so high intense when it comes to just strain in your mind and your creativeness. A lot of times I run out of my drive for a song if I don't complete it within a week. And this is the one thing I've been working on a lot, is having to be okay to take breaks on particular tracks. But going back to the pre-production work, that's the hardest part, especially when you want to promo your song and find creative ways to, to display it in order for people to interact. And then with this song, it's, to me, not that I'm having a hard time, it's almost trying to find it naturally, how to naturally do it that makes sense for me. Sometimes either songs get big on TikTok, just blowing up just because of a particular video, because of the meaning of the song, or there's a new dance move, or, there's a new trend for that particular music. It's a great example is like motivation music, right? A lot of like let's say Rocky, right? You'll hear a Rocky theme song behind someone lifting weights or talking about motivation and details like that. It's great for music. And so I don't know if you guys have this issue as well when you try to figure out ways to promo your song without making it like sound or seem like unoriginal. And so the best way I've done it is like doing it like in my everyday life, right? If I go to like, say, a restaurant, or I'm visiting, like the recent one was me going to Ipoh, right? And I had a recap of it, and I put Self Øbsessed on it. And to me, it was perfect for that sense, because it was, a little bit of my life, but also the music that I release. So in that sense, it makes sense and it's more natural. You're not trying to force it unless you have a good creative team. That's why it's like it's so great when you have a team behind you, because they can help with that. They can direct to you. Or for instance, let's say you have the creative mindset, right? Like you want to go in direction. Let's say, perfect example, let's go Self Øbsessed, right? If I were to make like a deck. A deck is meant in film world when you want to kind of show particular scenes of how you want to shoot it. And for me, I love making music that you can visually see the picture of it. So like Self Øbsessed, I would think of some partner, whether it's a guy or girl, particularly I would say a guy that's just so like awkward and like so clingy to their partner, because I feel like that you don't see much of that when it comes to music videos. You see more of like the female being obsessive, and so I feel like men could be obsessive as well, especially if they're very comfortable with their partner and they love being around with them. And that's why I kind of made that song as well, not only because I found the vocals that fit perfect with that track. I was like, there needs to be a song like that. That guy, it's okay for men to be self-obsessed. Not in the stalker issue though. Let's point that out. But like it's cute. It's kind of cute to be be obsessive, especially if you're protecting your partner. You're like, it's funny because Korean and I will go out and we'll walk down the street, and to me, I'm very observant. I see things like ahead of time, like observe objects, observe people, and just I'll be like, hey, watch out, let's go across the street. If I see some danger and stuff. So being self-obsessive, in my sense, I'm being more overprotective. And so making this song, it felt right for my life, if that makes sense. I don't know. Sometimes you're trying to make music that reflects somewhat of your life, whether it's like, especially emotional music. This one's more meant for, it's fun, creative, bouncy, but it's got like a deep meaning behind it. So if I were to make a deck, it would be something similar to that, like obsessive, goofy, kind of like a girl that is so naive, but it's adorable. And so the partner is just kind of protecting him everywhere. Like there's a hole in the ground and he's like, oh, like he jumps in front of her to protect her, but he falls in the hole. Just something like that. It's one of those things. It's like, it's fun to be able to get those chances to create, to make it in a reality sense, or more of a tangible sense, or come to life, your dreams to come to life. And so unfortunately, us upcoming artists, you don't have a budget like that. You try to find more, budget, less, lower budget costs. I know, shout out to Angela. She just released the Guess Who music video, and she funded everything on her own, and I commend that. I think that was just so amazing that she was able to do that, and it turned out fantastic, and it was so her. Like, you could tell by that music video, it was her vision, her creative direction of the music video. Like, it had movie elements, sound effects, and it was able to tell a story within herself. But I feel like people can really relate to that, or kind of understand at least her perspective of the music video. So, but with Self Øbsessed, I'm kind of going to a direction of more natural promo, if that makes sense, kind of like word to mouth. And because I don't know about you guys, I'm like tired of spending thousands and thousands of dollars on like fake promo that like guarantee you a bunch of plays. That's all bullshit. So if anybody is like, hey, if you give me $1,000, I can get you 1 million plus plays, guarantee it's gonna be fake listeners. It's gonna be unorganic unless it's a legit PR, but most PRs would not accept less than 10 grand, to be honest. So, or even that's even low budget. But if you're able to, build that community around your town, and to get the word of mouth and be like, hey, I released, be proud of it too. Like me, I'm very proud of Self Øbsessed. It was just such a great song to make, even though I fucking was struggling to release it and trying to find ways creatively to get it done. I was relieved afterwards and was pleased about it. It felt right releasing it. And most of the time, I don't know about you guys, I feel like when I'm done with a track, I'm like, I could still add some sound effects. I can add some more, high end or something like that. But for me, I was really kind of satisfied, and I was just like, you know what? That's it. No más. Because the more I add, I'm just going to keep adding. So that's a good way to learn to put it down. Like, give yourself a guideline or a deadline, and be like, okay, I gotta get it done by then. If I don't get it done by then, you can push it off. Be like, okay, I'm gonna take 2 months off, or whatever. How many amount of time? I would say at least, to be honest, at least a month to get back that creativeness. Some people would take a day or a couple of weeks, but for me, I have to take a month. I really do, and that's just for the amount of years I've learned producing, just my workflow basically. And so with Self Øbsessed, it was such a relief, such a thank you guys once again for checking it out and playing it. I really, really appreciate it. Just like all the love. And that's the best part about it too. Releasing music of people, your fans or your friends and family, loving it as much as you do, and like getting, I love those text messages of like, hey, congrats on the release, sounds like a banger and stuff. Honestly, even if they didn't listen to it, and they said that, who knows, but I still get happy. It's the meaning behind it, right? And so, but yeah, so with the post release syndrome, I feel like it's real. It's such a real feeling. Some people get in a depression mode. I've been that way a couple of times with some certain releases. I'm like, then what else? And that's why it's always great to pre-plan everything. So for me, I like to set a release date 3 months after I finish the track. So once I'm done, even I'll push it further back, like even 6 months. So it gives me enough time to create videos or work on other music too. So like you're always releasing music on time, because what a lot of, at least some of my colleagues do, they'll literally take like 2 months and they'll just bang out so many songs. And then what they do with all that songs, let's say they created 20 songs. Out of those 20 songs, they'll release 5 of them. And they'll release songs back to back to back. And it just gives them more time to create more music or create more promo. And even that, some people will, once they're done with the songs, they'll get right into the promo. And then from there, they'll release music 3 months or 6 months after that, or years. It takes a lot. Especially at a high level, it takes a long time to kind of prep everything, like the mixing, the mastering, the music videos, the freaking posters, the billboards, and all that stuff. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a while to prep all that, but But just doing it by yourself, like as us independent artists, that's a lot of work. That's a fucking lot of work. But if you could bring people in to do that with you, that's even better. But yeah, guys, once again, I really appreciate all the love with Self Obsessed. I'm actually going to give you guys a sneak peek. If you're on the Patreon, you're going to watch the full music video. But for everybody else, it's just a sneak peek until Wednesday. It'll come out fully, and then you guys can check it out then. But here it is.
Loving me comes easy when you see the real me, giving that good energy. I'm just tryna be my best, putting myself to the test. Someone call it self-obsessed.
So that's the music video, guys. Thank you so much for all the love. Be sure to check out Self Obsessed. It's out everywhere, all platforms. And yeah, once again, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one.